There's a massive backlash against big tech going on all over the world as nationalist governments have begun taking over the internet. In this video, we're going to take a look at the worldwide revolt against big tech oligarchs and their censor-happy executives, how pundits are recognizing that a globalist conception of the internet has become a thing of the past, and how the new nationalism that's sweeping the world is redefining the internet as we speak. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Wonderful to be with you. As always, we're here to give you each and every day conservative hope in the midst of these turbulent times, helping to think better so you can feel better. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a regular part of this channel. For you Rumble fans out there, make sure to subscribe to our brand new Rumble channel by clicking on the link below. We're hitting upwards of about 100,000 subs there. And for you podcast fans, make sure to click on the link below and sign up for our various podcast platforms as well. We're now one of the top 20 podcasts in the nation for political commentary. But first, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's our good friends over at Virtual Shield. Gang, if you're not using what's called a VPN or a virtual private network on your desktop, tablet, or mobile device while browsing the internet, then you really are exposing yourself to a lot of potential danger. But protecting yourself online, really, it's just never been easier. To make it even better, Virtual Shield is offering our audience 50% off all VPN plans and all premium add-ons. So do not wait. This is a limited time offer. Click on the link below and sign up for a free 30-day trial to Virtual Shield VPN today. All right, gang, so let's dive right in here. The worldwide backlash against big tech is escalating big time. There's really no way around that. More and more pundits are recognizing that what one called a day of reckoning for big tech is really at hand. And there's nothing that these big tech oligarchs can seem to do about it. They're going to have to sleep in the beds that they've been making for themselves. Just to set the stage for us here, big tech power really came to the fore when Twitter permanently suspended President Trump. And I think the reaction that move got shocked Jack Dorsey. I think the executives at Twitter were dumbfounded by the backlash they got from leaders all over the world. Angela Merkel of Germany found the actions taken by Twitter to be inexcusable, saying through her spokesman that the freedom of opinion is a fundamental right of elementary significance. French President Emmanuel Macron's administration expressed their condemnation of that act. The junior minister for European Union Affairs said that he was, in his words, shocked to see that a private company could make such a paramount and global decision. He went on to say this should be decided by citizens, not by a CEO. And he went on to call for a public hearing on big online platforms. And he said that digital oligarchies, I love that, digital oligarchies are one of the biggest threats to democracy that we face today. And even the president of Mexico weighed in, saying that the blatant censoring of President Trump was, in his words, a bad sign. And he went on to say that this was little more than a, quote, court of censorship like the Inquisition to manage public opinion. This is really serious, close quote. So there was a major backlash against big tech oligarchs, and it was nothing short of a financial disaster for them as well. Twitter stock fell by 12% as the social media company reeled from its decision to permanently suspend President Trump's account and his 88 million followers. Business Insider reported that the shared price decline wiped an astonishing $5 billion from Twitter's market capitalization. But it was even worse for Facebook. When they suspended Trump, Facebook actually saw nearly $48 billion erased from its public valuation. Collectively, the big tech oligarchs lost over $51 billion from their market caps in the immediate aftermath of their decision to ban President Trump. And this drop in market valuation actually mirrors the drop in public opinion toward big tech. Pew Research has found that the percentage of adults who think that big tech companies have a positive impact in the U.S. dropped by over 20 points from 71% in 2015 to 50% today. It's a falling average. It actually was a poll taken over a year ago, so those numbers have plunged, I'm sure, since. Now, we're beginning to see governments rise up and take on big tech, and there's a key connection there. Now that public opinion of big tech is souring, politicians are going to come in and begin cracking down on big tech with the support of public opinion. And that's what we're seeing emerge all over the world in what some are calling a nationalist takeover of the internet. In other words, the backlash we're currently seeing against the big tech oligarchs around the world is actually part of a much wider internet trend that's been going on for some time now. So for example, as the BBC has reported on, back in 2010, a number of countries came to the United Nations insisting that their sovereign borders extend into the digital world. They wanted internet addresses on a country-by-country basis comparable to the way country codes are assigned to phone numbers. And you see, this is at the end, right, of the URLs outside of the United States. So a British website often ends with UK at the end of their URL. Canada will end with a CA. Russia ends with RU, and on and on. The state, we're weird if you think about it, because all our URLs end with .com, right? So this was a request or demand that wanted national specific URLs for each country. It was rejected back in 2010 in the name of the globalist dream that we're all happily entering into a post-nationalist world where borders don't mean anything anymore and the like. But those nations that made the request originally were undaunted, and they took it upon themselves to mandate the technological and legal steps needed to create their own nationalist space on the internet. And no one has done this more than nations like China and Russia. Russia in particular. They're threatening now to separate themselves from what they believe to be a US-controlled Silicon Valley-dominated internet. Former Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev, he made the remarks recently, promising that Russia will push back on big tech oligarchs if they don't respect Russian law. And they have the internet architecture to do precisely that. And they're not alone. A number of pundits are recognizing that the internet is slowly but surely transforming into a cyberspace reconfigured around nationalist sentiments. Or as one scholar put it, it appears inevitable that the global internet is being replaced by 200 nationally controlled separate internets. And what we have to understand here is this goes way beyond like North Korea and places like that. There really is a growing backlash against what many believe to be Silicon Valley's propensity to threaten the national sovereignty of more and more nations. I mean, this is exactly what Russian President Vladimir Putin said recently. He said it actually in a virtual meeting with the World Economic Forum. And Putin warned that big tech monopolies were in the process of taking power that could indeed allow them to supersede the very power of nation states. And that's because big tech policies are becoming a direct threat to national sovereignty and the rule of law. In other words, sovereign nations have their own laws that define what is and what is not acceptable speech. Russia, Poland, Hungary, India. Here in the United States, we've got the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. In order for you and I to be able to broadcast our programs on television or radio, we have to comply with FCC standards. However, there are a number of programs that fully comply with FCC standards, but they're not allowed to live stream, for example, on Facebook. And that's because they're guilty of wrongthink. They're conservatives. They have the wrong political ideas, so they're effectively banned. And so what more and more nations are doing is they're rising up and saying, big tech, you can feel free to come on in and serve our citizens, but you had better respect our laws. Your Silicon Valley oligarchs do not get to impose your leftist sensibilities on our laws, period. And so the way big tech has been bullying social media users around the world is now coming back and hitting them hard. And it's only getting worse. Now, before we get into that, I do want to make sure you get our free gift just for you. Make sure to click on the link below and download your very own fake news antidote. We've updated our compilation of over 30 alternative news sites that I go to for my news each and every day. They're all conservative, all celebrating Trump and the nationalist populist revolt. And boy, do we need these news resources now more than ever. Now, you can download your very own free copy of our updated fake news antidote completely free at the link down below in the pinned comment section, and have a ready-to-go list of all your favorite sites that you'll definitely enjoy and will inspire through these trying times. Yours absolutely free by clicking on the link below. It's my gift to you. So like I said, I think it just keeps getting worse and worse for big tech. Right now, big tech is getting sued big time. According to the Western Journal, the number of high-profile legal suits that Google currently finds itself in is seemingly endless, and they give some highlights. There's Google versus Oracle. That's actually gone to the Supreme Court. It's a suit dealing with Google basically stealing competitors' intellectual property. There's the civil antitrust suit that the Department of Justice co-filed with 11 different states to stop Google from unlawfully maintaining monopolies through anti-competitive and exclusionary practices in the search and search advertising markets. And there's currently a massive antitrust lawsuit from a bipartisan coalition of 38 state attorneys general, which similarly argues that Google illegally maintains monopolies over search engines and advertising by stifling competition. So Google right now is just getting hammered with lawsuits. And again, that looks to be just the beginning. Their whole worldview seems to be cracking up as we speak, as the internet becomes more and more taken over by nationalist, populist sentiments seeking to protect their cultural sovereignty and uniqueness. The globalist hopes of these billionaire social media oligarchs, along with their propensity and their practice to cancel and deplatform conservatives around the world, are indeed becoming a thing of the past. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded. It's on how the Republicans are poised to win the House majority in 2022, as President Trump is already planning his political comeback. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.